So just, yeah, sum up the feelings right now.
Yeah, I mean, the feelings are, I mean, they vacillate between disappointment and just being, you know, the when you look at our trajectory into the semifinals and some of those early races in the round robins, I know we were kicking ourselves for some of the mental mistakes that we made. Not that it would have made a difference, but we always felt like we were one of these teams that was going to get better with more and more racing, and so obviously we faced some setbacks, Goody going down, but I'm so hugely impressed with Lucas and how well he stepped into it, and so proud of our team for really how everybody evolved. I mean that what was really, from a semi-coach facilitator perspective, it was so cool to watch Tommy and Lucas's relationship in a very short period of time evolve to a spot where they were going toe-to-toe with the past winners of the Prada Cup and the last challenger in the America's Cup, and we were there knocking on the door basically every single race. So the disappointment is that you can see all the promise, you can see where we were going, and now we're going to have to wait a bit of time to see what happens, whoever wins AC 37, and what happens for the next America's Cup, to see if we have the opportunity to throw our hat back in the ring.
And of all the positives, one of them is the team spirit that's been shown as well.
Yeah, no, we've always had, I think through the better part of 6 years, we've had a great team spirit, and that starts with Hap and Doug, and it filters its way down through the team members, and we're incredibly fortunate to have that type of support, and the fact that we that we never quit, and we always fight, and we always keep pushing forward to get better on the day, and that's that team spirit is a hard thing to capture. It's an X factor in these regattas, and the worst part about all of this is going ashore and facing the families and all these people that support us and that day in and day out live the America's Cup even though they're not on the water with us. So that's the hardest part. That's where the true disappointment comes from.
And also the fact you came so close and you started that fight back, and those people began to hope again, and then that's sport, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I always like to encourage a flat line approach to it all, because if you run the highs and lows of winning and losing, you'll never recover, and maybe that's a little bit the time in this game you recognize that winning is so incredibly hard, and so what was on display has always been there, and it was great to have that type of support and that type of cheering section, so to speak, out there day in and day out. I mean, it gives you goosebumps. I mean, when you see our team members out there celebrating us, whether we win or lose, it's just it's a phenomenal atmosphere.
You've mentioned Lucas and Paul, and without taking anything away from the tremendous kind of performances that Lucas put in, do you think the bad luck of losing Paul Goodison was possibly the difference between staying in and not?
Yeah, we're never going to know the answer to that question. I mean, I love Goody like a brother, and he did an incredible job helping us develop our boat, but that's a hypothetical that I'm not even going to go to, because we spent 2 years developing Lucas and his skills on board the boat, and his sailing skill was on full display, and how he and Tommy interacted together was better than we could have expected. And so I don't, my heart broke for Goody when he fell and hurt himself. But I can't really think about it in any other way, because it's not reality. So, we were where we were, and I'm proud of the effort that the guys put in, and I'm incredibly proud of how Tommy and Lucas sailed together as an afterguard.
Final question. Yep. You've touched on it already. The future of American Magic. Are we going to see you back? What does it depend on? Just give us a glimpse on your future.
Well, I actually think our future is really bright. I think if you're the supporters of our team, and you're Hap and Doug, they're smart they're smart businessmen. You know, we have to operate in a way that is efficient and isn't you know, that we're not just spending money blindly. You know, we have to be smart about how we spend that resource, and I think we've demonstrated that here. I think our team has demonstrated an incredible amount of potential. You know, when you consider that at the end of AC 36, we basically went into hibernation and shut down, and there were 3 people on the that were working for the team at that point. So the work that Scott Ferguson and the design team did, I mean, they did more in such a short period of time to get Patriot designed and developed and evolved that I'm blown away at what they actually produced in the amount of time that they had. And so, you know, I think Hap and Doug will, you know, as they rightfully should, they should take a moment. We should all evaluate where we want to go and how we want to get there. But, you know, it would be a shame to stop because we have such a good nucleus to the team, and yet, you know, we have to make sure it's done in a way that is, again, you know, right for winning and also manageable from the spend.